All right, welcome to Planning in Your PJs. I'm Kate Franzen with Glint Events.
And I'm Anna with Glint Events too.
You've got to bear with us. We don't know what we're doing. We are not made for video, but we realize like we're planning from home in our PJs, and we're talking to vendors and keeping things going, even though we're not having events right now. And we might as well share that with our couples and our vendors and everybody that we work with. So we're just going to call up some of our vendor friends and have some phone calls and see what it's like to work with them. And if any of you are out there planning a wedding right now and kind of needing to get a kick in the rear end, I don't know, to start talking to people, maybe this will help and you can kind of figure out what vendors might be a good fit for you. So hopefully this is helpful. Our first guests today, I'm saying that, but I realize they're probably not going to be the first one that we post, but this is the first one we're recording. It's Nina and Patrick with Classic Party Rentals of Virginia. So I'm going to add them into the call.
Like a drum roll.
Yeah. All right, are you guys there?
Yay!
Yay!
Good morning.
So introduce yourselves, roll call. Tell us about you guys.
I'm Nina Whittleton with Classic Party Rentals. And we've been in business for 22 years now. So.
Yay. And why are you wearing a tiara?
Why not, right? Oh,
Queen.
I think I did the mug.
All right, Patrick, tell us about
Patrick, I'm with Classic Party Rentals as well. I'm the Director of Bridal Services, and I've been there almost 7 years this August.
That seems like that went by fast.
My crown's slipping.
Tell us about your PJs.
God.
Well, my PJs actually came right out of the Victoria's Secret pouch this morning. So, I got them for Christmas and hadn't worn them yet. Thank God I hadn't washed them because COVID-19 has been creeping up on me, meaning the pounds.
The COVID-19 pounds.
The COVID-19 pounds. So, this would probably be the one and only time I get to wear them.
No, the 19 pounds are a real struggle. I started running, like I don't run, but now I'm a runner apparently, and I go on jogs through my neighborhood, whatever.
There you go.
I only run these days if I'm being chased, and that has not happened.
So I have bathrobe on, and then skull and crossbone pajama bottoms, and just a t-shirt on the top.
We want to hear a little bit about you guys. I think like if you can tell us a little bit about your story of Classic Party Rentals and like how it came to be, that would be great.
Well, one drunken night, no, not really, but really not really. Jim, my business partner and husband at the time, said he was tired of being an electrician and I was looking for something fun to do. And so he says, let's have a rental company. And so I was like, oh my God, that's great. That sounds like a great idea. So, oh my gosh, 22 years later, here we are. And our kids grew up in our warehouse. And, we started out with just, enough place settings for like 100 people. And I remember meeting Kim Mills from Homemades by Suzanne. So we met, and with Suzanne from Homemades by Suzanne, we were like all proud. Here we are, we have 100 place settings. And she burst our bubble really quickly and said, that is not enough. So of course, Jim and I go back to the warehouse. We're like, oh yeah, what are we gonna do? And so we just start buying more things. And then our whole premise was buy it when you need it, And so now we have like 10,000 chairs. I don't know.
And my background is hotels and country clubs, and eventually just working, as the guy who did the weddings. And then when that went south after the Obama inauguration, the first one, I got to help with that, which was a lot of fun. Got into this side, which is so much more fun. Because in hotels, a lot of times the young ladies and guys wanted what was there. You didn't get to be as creative, and it started to look very, very cookie cutter, and I don't like cookie cutter at all.
Yeah. So once they reach out to you and they have their proposal and they book you guys, like what what happens between then and the wedding weekend?
Well, a lot of times we also do, which I think is very, very helpful. We've been on some together, kind of a space planning. We're walking through the venue, whether it's Main Street Station or a country club or Grandma's Back 40 again, and seeing where everything's going to fit. So we're all on the same page.
I'm not saying this just because we're on this chat. I always say, do you have a planner? What's their name?
Right.
And I'm not kidding, because, you know, they expect that we're going to go, we're going to set it up, we're going to make sure that this is taken care of. And we're like, no, we don't know. We don't do that, you know, and what time is this? What time is that? And we ask, and the reason too that it's great to have a planner is because they set a timeline for deliveries. They set a timeline for pickups. You guys set a timeline for vendors, not just for what's going to happen on their big day, but when the vendors are coming, when the vendors are leaving, and that sort of thing, which is so helpful, especially if we're in like a hotel or something, and we need loading dock space. When is our time? You know, and that's important because, you know, we're all coming at the same time. And I've learned over the course of time, if they don't have a planner, I say, you know, I need to talk to somebody, because we all can't get in that loading dock at one time. Just saying.
Thanks for the shout out for
it's the truth. It's the truth.
We kind of answered our next question, which was describe the typical day or weekend of the event.
Oh, it's crazy. Of the event, well, just for you know, telling the truth, there's more than just that one bride's wedding on that day.
Right.
I mean, 10, 20, 20.
Right.
Just saying, it's not a novel idea. We make you think it is.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what's important, is that we make you think that you're the only client that we have. And I think that's important, even though, you know, I always tell my salespeople and even my delivery guys, never let them see you sweat. Never. They never let them hear you sweat. You can hang up the phone and go, oh my God, you know, but it's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to take care of that. You know what? I'm going to get right back with you. Let me find out. And then you're running her all over the town. Mother, father, what's going on? You know?
Run with a smile. Yep.
Yeah, always answer the phone. Really? The guys aren't there? They're 2 hours late. Oh,
It must be traffic.
yeah, I think they have flat tire. No, yeah, and also in the same respect, you have to calm them down, you know, and this is again why we love a planner, because the planner is our go-to person who is totally rational, you know, whereas, you know, our client, the bride, again, we love you, but you can be irrational on that day, because you're planning the biggest event of your life time so far. And you want it to be smooth and all this planning, and now it's finally coming down to final hours, and that's when you get a little cry. So
yeah.
Especially if there's things that go wrong that we don't get to control. Rain.
Yeah, rain.
I know you're only going 15 steps out of the cathedral to get into the limousine. I don't get to control that, because if I could put one pretty day, 80 degrees, a slight breeze, I'd have it on there, and y'all would pay for it. Gladly.
$500.
Right. Y'all would pay for it.
Yeah, we can make a lot of
Patrick said.
yeah. So what is your like special something, and not necessarily like compared to competitors, like, but I mean, there are a bunch of different rental companies, and like, what makes you stand out? What makes you different?
I think that we keep very current to the trends that are out there. And really listening to our clients and what their wishes have to be. So that they feel like they're totally special, and they can come to us and just get that warm little pat on the back of the hand, and they feel like, oh, we got this.
We've planned quite a bit of weddings, but for couples who haven't, what questions should they be asking you guys when they're meeting with or hiring a rental company?
Right. I let them ask, and then I think when we're directing them, because I'll say, have you picked a caterer yet? All right, so I don't know if I'm having a buffet or if I'm having stations or sit-down dinner. Well, that changes a lot of the variables that way. So we try to direct them in that way. How what do you want as a head table? Or do you want a head table? Do you want a state table, a sweetheart table? So we try to ask all of those things to help them along. And I've actually had young ladies sit in front of me and say, you asked too many questions. And it's like, I'm just trying to help you, because better to ask it now and, okay, we check that off, than day of. I won't lie, at least once a year since I've been doing this, 1986, that I have a bride and groom will say, I forgot to include us, and we're running 2 chairs and 2 chargers and napkins, because they're not thinking of themselves. They're not including themselves in their number. So we try to ask a lot of questions. Some you're not worried about.
Yeah, so maybe it's not even that they need to be asking the questions. It's really letting you guys as the experts lead the conversation.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And if we can lead that conversation, I think that behooves everybody.
And what I found too is what I'll tell people, like if they'll call and say, you know, how much are your tents? And then I preface it by saying, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, because each thing that you're putting under this tent makes it bigger and bigger and bigger. Each table, each, you know, food table, bar, dance floor, all this stuff makes the tent bigger, bigger, bigger. So I preface my conversations by saying, I am going to ask you a lot of questions, because I don't want to tell you the price of a 20 by 30 when you really need a 40 by 60.
Yeah. What does the new normal look like for you guys right now?
You know, we were talking about this the other day, because we've closed the satellites. So I go into the office, because if sitting here in my living room right now, I'm looking at a dust bunny at the bottom of the staircase, and it's killing me. And I'd be sitting here working. It's like, okay, dust bunny. I'm like a dog. Ooh, squirrel. Ooh, something shiny. That's how I am. So I have to go to the office, because I need that little bit of structure in my life. Unfortunately, the phone is not ringing as much as I'd like it to, but that's okay. We've been moving, probably like y'all have, moving a lot of dates. Moving and postponing is so much better than that C word, cancellation.
Yeah.
It is funny, at the beginning of the year, I was reading somebody's blog, national blog, about some trends in the wedding industry for this year, and one of them was micro weddings. Well, little did any of us know, right? And I have one for next weekend. It is 12 people. It was going to be 156 down in Matthews.
Wow.
They're coming to get the things they want. We're still going to tweak some things at the beginning of the week, because literally, we're not sure if Aunt Tilly's coming. And that's a great thing, but at least we're all still trying. And, you know, it's that little bit of compassion and empathy, I think, that's going so far at this time right now.
Yeah.
Than what we normally would be getting.
What I do is I get in front of my computer, and every morning I do well check emails, and I send them out. And it's also good information for me, because, and I know it's really silly, but what I do is I said, today I'm doing the letter B. And I'll type in B, and then whoever comes up gets it, and then I'll do BA, BB, BC, BD, all the way to BZ, and anybody in the B's gets an email and saying, hey, how you doing? Thinking about you. You staying safe and healthy. What do you see? What's the word on the street?
Yeah. Well, what do you guys have going on right now that we should know about? Like any special promotions or anything you want to talk about? And then also just how can people reach you?
Well, today I'm actually going to start, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to put on some clothes and go to the office. Nina's been doing her little, you know,
my video,
FAQ videos. So I'm piggybacking on that, but mine is going to be about tablescapes and actual setups of parties. Nice. So keep an eye out for all of those funds. We're going to keep it just like this, fun and frivolous, very, very lighthearted. We're not trying to be overly serious about it, but also to educate people, just like we've done today. What questions to ask? That's what she's doing. So I'm going to do, when you're setting up your event, things that you need to probably know. And it'll help you in moving forward when planning your event. We've
been putting the question Q&A, and, you know, like why you shouldn't match your bridesmaid's dress to your tablecloth.
You have to see that video. It's hilarious.
Have you seen it?
Great advice.
It is hilarious. You got to see the video.
Have you seen the video?
No, I need to
go on our Facebook page.
Go on our Facebook page. It's my grandbaby in a wig is all I'm going to tell you.
Oh, it is cute.
awesome. But take a look at those. You'll see what we're talking about. So those are they're a lot of fun.
Well, good. Well, thank you guys for
Well,
joining.
thank you, ladies.
Welcome.
I'm going to let you guys go, but
All right.
thank you so much.
It's nap time.
Before
I
cocktail.
don't even know.
Yeah, before cocktails.